Well, morning, internet folks. How are we doing today? Oh, I haven't had a good night's sleep. Thanks for asking. In posting stuff on the internet, don't be surprised about reactions you get from different people, especially when they're talking about politics or government related or anything else like that. And depending on where you post it at is kind of reactions that you're going to be expecting at this point. When you belong to one particular group that's formulated in a city, a lot of people have a strong political sense of what they know and what they don't know, and what they claim to know and what they claim everything else is bunk. And if somebody else happens to post something controversial, according to what their beliefs and values are, they will attack it with vehemence. Case in point. I belong to such a group in a town where I live in, Roseman, and they are pure conservatives. Very few of them are liberal-minded. The rest of them are conservative. In other circumstances, I probably would not have minded that, but what I have minded over the past several years since being associated with these people is how close-minded they can be, especially when it comes down for other ideas coming their way, and they claim they know everything. Or they will argue about it left and right. They will tear apart someone else's education, family history, even personal history left and right just to prove a point. The bullies. I'm sure there are certain groups out there that don't appreciate that kind of situation. They're able to take action of it. Except for the administrators we have in this particular group, they don't care. They just basically don't care. I mean, if you're able to make an argument about it, fine. You don't block the person, but I block people all the time on there. Because especially when they get that close-minded and they start attacking personally left and right, I take great offense where I have to take action. I'm not happy with the damn thing. I know they'll put the screen prints up just to prove their points. But I know my particular points. I cannot stand ignorance. I cannot stand arrogance, and I can't stand egos being run riot. And especially in a town that actually cares very little about its own self, but they claim they do. They have issues regarding their own internal politics, their own districts charging them up a yin-yang, and property taxes from the county. They'll use the group to air out their grievances, while some people try to stay out of politics altogether. Admirable trade, posting about lost pets and stuff, or about problems happening in the area concerning about crime and stuff. That's also need to know. Any community events, any pop-up restaurants happening, food trucks, all of it to help the residents out one way or another. It's the politics that drives the forum, it drives the group. And they'll find anything and everything to agree with concerning about any kind of conspiracy theories they happen to find. And if somebody happens to challenge those beliefs, well, it's like a knee-jerk reaction at this point over here. Get a host organism to put in a virus and all hell breaks loose. They consider themselves the host organism and the antibodies. So anything regarding liberalism is an invader. Well, I guess I'm one ongoing disease that they can't seem to get rid of, apparently. And the thing of it is, they do their armchair quarterbacking and their keyboard warring in cyberspace, but what they don't do is doing a physical confrontation. Simply put, they're geographically located in different areas. They're able to be mobile, but they don't bother to do any physical interactions, so to speak. Simply put, if they want to have a physical confrontation or a physical argument with someone concerning about an opposing point of view, I haven't seen it happen, and I haven't heard it happen, or at least posted anyway. I suppose it'll happen anyway, eventually. A few years back, I posted some stuff that actually initiated the knee-jerk reaction, and I got maybe one or two people in trucks spouting off crap as they're driving by, and it's like, what these guys are saying? And just let it go. They do most of their action on social media. Physically challenging people would be putting a flag up. Either if the recipient was going to be doing that or the attacker. Doesn't matter. Social media doesn't like it, especially the platform. I'm not quite sure if the administrator would like it either. However, the only really way to deal with a person on Facebook is just hit the block. Block all conversations with him and him to me or her to me. And there's a long laundry list. There's no laughter, no laugh track about this when saying I got these guys left and right. Understanding a point of view is one thing, but when you start doing personal attacks left and right, that's not acceptable. Downright rude. And it tells me where they've been raised. In a barn. Yes, I use witticism to tear them apart left and right. One guy claimed I was supposed to be showing an intellect, but I didn't have the job history reflecting that. Well, on my news feed, put it out there. Guy doesn't know the entire story. If they've been studying me, if they've been going on to YouTube to find out, they understand a hell of a lot more and maybe give them more ammunition to fire back at me. Apparently they haven't thought about this shit, have they? No, apparently not. To be honest, and I think I've said about it on many videos, I don't even remember which particular one it is. I was a sickly kid growing up, and that's already been put in the videos at this point over here. I had many disadvantages growing through school. A few advantages I should have taken advantage of, and I didn't. And not to mention, I was getting really stressed out during that time. But which teenager didn't? It came closer to graduation time. Yes, I developed chickenpox at one time and damn near missed graduation and that screwed things up. I had a job, lost a job because of chickenpox. Baskin Robbins was next. Argued with the supervisor, lost a job. Worked at McDonald's, lost that job. Worked at Target, worked there about a month and a half, lost that job. I lost Target because I worked my ass off. Too much, and I earned too much overtime for them. And it pissed them off to a point where they talked to me about that one. They also talked to me about when I'm feeling happy on a job, I'm singing. They think I'm talking to myself, and I counter it, and no, they don't want to hear about it. I got pissed off, made a bad decision as a kid. I took the day off without noticing, and they fired me that night. Regarding the Baskin Robbins job I had, the second job right after Brunswick at a snack bar galley, time when I actually had the chicken pox. I argued with the supervisor concerning about ice cream measuring in front of customers. Fired that night. I've been on the job for over a month. I wasn't a very well motivated kid during that time, and I was also trying to save up enough money to go through college. One job after another job after another job, and in between jobs, still going to school and trying to get an education at this point over here. Got to a point 2.5 years that my mother got sick and tired of supporting my ass, and she looked at my grades, felt like since I got a letter from college saying that my grade levels weren't acceptable to the college and I was given an academic probation of 1 year, my mother gave me two choices: work full-time or get out. I worked full-time. Thrifties, Circuit City. Let's see, Thrifties about 2 to 3 months over there. Stock clerk. Heavy duty. And then I worked at Circuit City for 4 years as a cashier. It may not have been motivation, but we're talking about survival at this point over here. I'm going to keep a roof over the damn head. I got to work my ass off. Thrifties was full time. I got hired by Circuit City through a recruiter. Because of the attitude I was displaying at that time, it was an opportunity I couldn't resist. And my mother insisted on that one. Circuit City stressed me out to a point where I actually had to leave under circumstances I didn't like. Getting set up by a crooked boss, a cash office manager at the time. Stole money, blamed it on me. The company found out about it but never hired me back. I took a year off. My mother at the time was running a bookkeeping income tax business during that time. She had already completed her courses and had been to a lot of chamber meetings, chamber mixers, passing out her cards just to get a business going. So I helped start up her company. Somebody had to do the damn computer work and the letter generating. After that was over, I decided I wanted to go back to work. I wasn't getting paid by my mother. I wasn't. The clients were paying us, and we were doing the business, and we were keeping rent. I worked at Universal for about, let's see, end of summer through Christmas up to New Year's before I was part of a package that got laid off back in 92, 93. Went from one location to another location. And in one particular house, started up another job for about 9 months at Great Western as a temp. File clerking. Yes, I know, uneventful as it was, but during that time I also took courses through a vocational business course. General administration. I wasn't looking for management. I didn't want management. I wanted something sustainable at the point that I can actually work with for a time. So I started learning office skills, more and more of them. And it helped out a great deal. Of course, in that particular job, I got injured on the job by having boxes fall on me. And 11 supervisors and employees don't work with each other, and the company that I got hired through, Apple One, decided I wasn't a good fit with them, so that was gone. There was another company that hired me on. I was still going through school. I didn't have the skills necessary at that point to be more useful. I was just a general office schlub. And that was after the 94 quake, too. During the quake era. January, February, and March, get laid off with other people. Back over to different office jobs, different temp jobs. Some lasted several months. At one time I worked at a light measuring company called Photo Research. I think it was back in 95, 96, I think. Receptionist, over a year and a half. Company changed hands. New CEO, out the door I go. More temp jobs, seasonal jobs. I worked in one particular temp job for several months as well. Pacific Rim. And accounting clerk. But I had skills concerning about transcription because while I was going through the reception job over at Photo Research, I was taking medical transcription and medical billing and coding. Billing and coding came in handy, not the transcription though. I also had office skills concerning about call centers. I worked at a bank integration project. And I enjoyed the hell out of it too. I wanted to go into banking. But wasn't positions open out there for any tellers. And I didn't have the occupational training for a teller either. I didn't think of it at the time. That what happens when you're in your 20s and you're still trying to find your niche. Almost a decade goes by and I find one particular job. I stayed there for about a year and a half as well, before it leads up to another job that lasts for 6, 7 years actually. Yeah, 7 years. Let's see, it was between 97 and 99. I was working over at Macy's as a sales clerk for about a year. Near a year and a half. Full time. I wasn't making good money. I was just making survivable money during that time. Couldn't find any other work during the time. Jobs are hard during that time, especially for a guy who didn't have the college education, but he had plenty of work skills for different areas. And since I was applying over at retail for survival, that was the job I got. Worked domestics, and then I worked housewares. Got to the point where they started cutting back on a lot of people. I applied over at Blue Cross. Got hired there in February of '99. Worked in the call center. I kept working in a call center for several years until things happened. The company was going through changeovers. Well, acquisitions happen these days. One company buys out another one, and then the bigger one goes. Walmart was gobbling. Let's say not Walmart. WellPoint was gobbling up a lot of companies. And then a bigger company back east called Anthem. Jump. Layoffs left and right. A year of unemployment and general relief. 2006 through 2007. Not fun. Not fun. I get hired by Walmart. I worked as a glorified cashier sales associate for a little over 5 years before I get injured on the job, the last actual job I've actually had. What I considered an actual job. And while I was working over at Walmart between 2007 through 2012, my mother, gravely ill, needed 24/7 caregiving. My elder brother and I were doing the work left and right at home while I was trying to work over at Walmart. Job stress and home stress were excruciating. Surprised I didn't have any heart attacks or coronaries. My brother had angina attacks. I didn't. But I was getting fed up with the politics at work. Got to the point where I had a supervisor helping me out regarding a tire order, 265, 6515. All-weather beef eaters. Heavy-duty tires. Supposed to be carryouts. Normally they would have been good carryouts. So the supervisor starts to do a Spider-Man routine. Climbs up the damn tire tiers, goes in between them, drops them down like hand grenades. First one barely misses me, and the other one hits me in the damn face. My head jerks back. Neck, the back. More muscles. Or also nerves getting damaged. Not to mention the spine got crooked. But I had an orthopedist over in Beverly Hills through a workers' comp arbitration said I was going to be fine in about a month. Meanwhile, I was chewing on pain relievers just to get rid of the damn pain for over a couple of years until I decided, that it. Workers' comp was ending, took the money buyout, and just decided to just live. My brother gets sick and I have to start caring for him. We're moving from place to place to place. It wasn't easy. Last place, the apartment on Broadcast. Last several years of his life. I've had my own issues during that time. Come in, go out, come in, go out. Whenever my brother needed something really major, go in, see what's going on, go out again. I couldn't deal with it, I still couldn't. Home was already gone a long time ago when I lost my mother. It was just me and my brother. But I'll tell you something, staying with my brother half the time, it was still needed because I still needed home. I still needed some security. And at times I did stay here. More times I count. And this place was home. Because he was trying to make it a home. And some days I'd wake up in the morning and I'd hear him struggling. I'd call the ambulance on him and take him over to the hospital and have him checked out. I helped him go over to doctor visits. The last year of his life, I'm doing the 24/7. Actually, I think it was about the last couple of years. I think I'm doing 24/7. Memory's sketchy. And he's having issues. He's having cardiac issues. His diabetes is out of control. He gets stroked out. And it hits him regarding speech. And it hits him regarding his mobility. All in 2018. I've already gotten my Social Security by that time, and I'm living here, help paying my brother's rent. His Social Security is trying to pay part of the bills at this point over here. But we watched each other's back. Watched each other's back. The next thing I know, I'm taking him to the damn hospital after he says he can't breathe. February 9th, 2018, my mother died. No, actually, that was supposed to be September 9th, 2018, my brother died. It was February 19th, my mother died at Antelope Valley Hospital. When you have mental illness and you're having problems with memory, it sucks. Because some of these dates I have to keep looking at old calendars just to see what the hell happened. Grave depression, anxiety, PTSD, they all blur and blend. And sometimes I don't even know what the hell's going on. I get anxious not even realizing it. I talk about my family and I start getting into a damn crying fit because my grief kills me that badly. And I have some sorry son of a bitch on the line thinks it's so fucking funny to attack a family. And I had to hold back on those damn comments. I had to delete my comments because I was going after him full throat. And it just wasn't right. You attack a man when he's down and then you attack his family? And you think you're the better guy? Fuck you. There was a schmuck I put on the blocking. I know this asshole. And I don't think I want to give him anything that much more attention regarding his fucking name. Because I keep coming across assholes just like him out there. People think I'm doing a grifter at this point. I'm living off taxpayer money. I'm living off a disability at this point, schmucks. Think it's easy for me? Getting up in the morning, waking up with a damn sore ass back, should have been stretched out. I had chiropractors work on the damn thing and turn me into a damn pretzel. Damn kneading machine damn near destroyed my back. Took me months just to recover from that. Had physical therapy, try this, try that. All I was doing was hurting me more and more. They kept focusing more on the back instead of on the site. 5 years at one time getting health care. It took me 5 years just to How much trust are you supposed to have in a behavioral health and a behavioral therapist? Was it about 3 or 4 visits? 5 years. I've had a lot of collateral damage. Besides the stuff I've mentioned, this was like work history and then partially the things happening in between or during that time. All my other videos would be covering what else happened to me. It's never a joke with me. This is the shoes I walk in. Nobody else likes them? Fuck you. If you walked in similar shoes, I commend you. But I will not take the abuse from some asshole that starts denigrating my family. I refuse. I'm gonna put you sons of bitches on notice at this point. No one fucks with my family. One way or another.